Righto. Lovely. G'day everyone. Welcome to the 2022 AFL Draft Live Watch Along. I didn't do this last year, so I wanted to do this year. But yeah, we're finally here. Massive build up. The fandom drafts, the mock drafts, the speculation of what clubs will do in the first round. It's all going to happen tonight. I'm bloody keen. Yeah, really interested to see how the top 10 shapes. They're saying, the experts are saying the top 10 is going to be just, you know, the cream of the crop, of course. But sort of they're saying the top 10 is going to be great. But after that, it'll sort of be a average players around the same sort of talent from like your pick 15 to pick 30 or 40. But yeah, really intrigued. Of course, night one, this stream tonight will just be the first round. But yeah, just wanted to hop on the stream because it has been a while. I think the last stream I did was the Brownlow Medal. So, of course, a bit of a hiatus with the streams since we are in the off-season. But this will sure keep us busy. So, yeah, hopefully everyone's well. Welcome to the stream. As you can see on your screens right there, got the draft board, got the round to pick who's on the clock. So, yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on the stream. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah, nearing December. Yeah, of course, yesterday, Women's Grand Finals, one had a peek at that. Close game, low scoring game, but at least it was close. But yeah, draft tonight, really keen to see, especially how my Swans do go, if we do trade up. Of course, there's a lot of speculation with particular teams trading, so I'm keen to see if someone will pull the trigger on a pretty bold trade. But yeah, hopefully everyone's all good on your Monday night. Yeah, g'day Elise. 𝗍𝐶𝐶𝐶 𝐴𝐵. Saw Dill was in there earlier. Fearless. Benny. G'day James. Collingwood. Going good, thanks mate. What are the odds? Sydney or $1.10 big son? Nah mate, $1.05. Nah, but I generally think the Swans are going to be trading out pick 14, so yeah. Should be interesting to see what we do get in return if that actually occurs. I swear to God, if we get shafted on that bloody deal, I have a feeling we are. Like, I know Phoenix Forster. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, man. But yeah, he's expected to be drafted. Probably later in the draft, of course, though. But yeah, there's a few of the top selections, of course, getting the invite. Jasper Fletcher there, 𝗍𝐿. Let me increase the volume. Beautiful. Who do you think the Cats will get if Clark is gone? Yeah, there is definitely the feeling that Hawks could take Jai Clark because it's sort of like the tough as nails inside midfielder that Sam Mitchell would love to coach. So I think if he's taken, I think it's got to be 𝗍𝐿𝐿. You know, just helping out Teqoy in the key back stocks would be pretty solid. Well, they could go for another midfielder, of course, but I think, you know, they've got to go 𝗍𝐿𝐿 if it isn't Jai Clark. But you never know the Cats. I still feel they could pull a rabbit out of the hat and pick, you know, a bit of a boulder, really. They could go for someone crazy high up, maybe Ed Allen or Darcy Jones or something like that. But yeah, of course, pick one will be the Giants. So it's pretty much 50-50. Are they going to build on Ashcroft or are they going to go straight for Aaron CARDMAN? I think they will probably bid on Ashcroft. I don't know. They will not. Simple as that. How do you think Ashcroft going the Lions, Guernsey? Oh, mate, I reckon he's going to be a gun. I still feel like he slept on, sort of. Professional character he is. Seriously, I think he could play round one next year. If he's seriously raring to go, because he had a lot of stints in their VFL side throughout the course of the year, and he just looks ready to go, really. I reckon it's top 3 for Brownlow. Oh, speaking of that, fellas, I'm wanting to do my early predictions, like next week or something. I just wanted to, you know, get the draft, or watch the draft, see how that unfolds, and then yeah, get the early ladder predictions next week. So, yeah, I'm prepared for a lot of hate with that. I'm wanting to have a few big calls. I think you've got to have some with predictions each year. There's going to be teams that will, you know, go under the radar, maybe slide up the ladder, and vice versa, really. CARDMAN will go one, says Fearless. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, 50-50 I still feel. But yeah, I can definitely see CARDMAN just going straight away because it's a pick really written in the stars. Their next Jeremy Cameron, hopefully, for the Giants. They've been faffing around with Hogan and Jake Riccardi in and out of the side, but once they get CARDMAN in, and they got some good plethora of picks, like I can pick up some talented midfielder forwards in those 20 picks and sort of rebuild. We'll have a good start to their rebuild, really, after a lot of plays out. Hogan's a spastic. Oh, yeah, he is, of course, but, you know, he still has the odd game where he kicks like a bag. Always does against the Swans, though, bloody hell. On the draft finished at 10:30 p.m. South Australian time. Well, is it like 6:30 over there? I think it's half an hour, isn't it? An hour behind. I actually forgot. But yeah, I think first round usually goes for like an hour and a half. I don't think it goes for too long. Usually the second night is longer because there's more picks. But depending, I mean, if there's a handful of trades going on, it could be, of course, longer than expected. I think a lot of teams will be on the phone throughout the course of the night. Well, Shees will be top 5. Oh, I think so. No chance he's slipping out, especially because North do need a bit of replenishment in their forward line. I think if they get in Sheasel, you know, Paul Curtis is a player I really rate. Get him in a forward pocket. Maybe pick up like a Charlie Clark, as I had him on my mock draft in the second round or something. I think I'll probably go with the key defender of the next pick, though. But yeah, Sheasel will be a really good inclusion. But yeah, it's pretty much like the top 4 set. You know, CARDMAN to Giants, and then Ashcroft, Beard, and then Wardlaw and Sheasel. And then Essendon, I think it's Sardis, but you never know. I think the fans do want 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐴 because he's like, you know, the flashy sort of big body midfielder. You know, what the fans want. But I just feel Sardis will be a great clubman for the Dons. And considering where they're at, I still feel he offers a lot to that midfield group. And they've got an exciting list, the Dons. I still think if they can just get the synergy going well and the leadership up, I feel they could maybe potentially rise up the ladder next year. But yeah, I think they'll go Sardis, but you never know. Could go 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐴. That would be pretty interesting. Tip it back to the Dons. Oh yeah, that's huge. Yeah, that's great to see. He's joined back just through the club as a mentor role, hasn't he? Or is he actually back coming out of retirement? I think it's one or the other. I actually forgot. But it's good that he's actually back at the club, especially through the pre-season. As a Swan supporter as well, who do you want them to pick? Big body midfielder, key position player. I don't think necessarily we need a big body midfielder. I really trust in our midfield group at the moment. We've just got to, you know, keep the ball rolling with organic growth. But look, I don't think we're gonna, with our picks we have, we're gonna get any young elite talent straight away. Sort of just depth options. I mean, Ed Allen's an option. Josh Weddle's sort of like that third taller. I wouldn't mind. But I seriously don't know. I feel like we're going to trade out 14. That's probably what's most likely going to happen. But if we can't get the deal we want, from what our list manager says, we're just going to use our picks anyway. So I'm happy with anything as long as we don't get shafted on the deal. Chad Warner, the Giga Chad, or mate, you betcha. Yeah, good thanks, Noah, mate. Hopefully your day's going swell too, my friend. Welcome back to the streams, mate. G'day, playlist. Welcome, mate. Yeah, Torquay forward to support McDonald. Yeah, no, that is true. I mean, I would love to take Matt Jefferson if available, but I don't think he's going past the Demons. And after that, you know, Lemmy and Scully are projected around the pick 40. I think that's probably too high. So, yeah, a lot of options. What do you think about the World Cup? Oh, amazing, mate. It's been good. Bloody good. A lot of nil-alls, but they've just been terrific games. Of course, the Socceroos, I was bloody keen when we got up against Tunisia. So, yeah, big game against Denmark. Okay, I'm in. Welcome to the stream, mate. Alright, if anyone's actually wondering, I'll bring it up. Hold on a second. If anyone is interested, I'll just quickly show my mock draft. If you haven't watched the video already, feel free to check it out while we still wait for the, the draft to kick on. It's up to you. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's what the mock draft, my one is. So yeah, I could probably give it a crop and leave it somewhere. But yeah, this is for people's interested. That's what the mocky is looking like. Oh yeah, and by the way, fellas, if you're wondering why does it show to pick 30 if we're only doing, if we're only doing the live stream for the first round, I couldn't be bothered to change it. So yeah, just cut me some slack there. But yeah, as you can see, top 10. Sardis 5th, Humphrey 6th, Mackenzie 7th, and yeah, 8 Jai Clark. And yeah, I reckon Busslinger, if the Eagles want him, they take him at 9. I don't think he'll be available at 13, so I reckon he could go early. Filippo 10. A lot of speculation that Hewitt is gone, is going to slide. So, look, I probably could have made an updated one. Like Hustwaite could be like in the 20s to 30 range. But yeah, that's what she's looking like with me mock draft. And Kinnear beats him with Truff style, mate. That is the perfect saying. You betcha. Even when he makes the most head-scratching pick, you stick by it. I still remember my reaction last year when we took Sheldrick. I was like, who? And to be fair, he had a pretty productive year on the VFL side, so I'm keen to see how he goes next year. Apparently Melbourne trying to trade. Yeah, 2 first-rounders, though. It's fair enough, though. A lot of the clubs have said no, because if you really think about it, if you're in a bit of a crisis like North situation or the Dons, you just want to get that pick 5 in. And you're going to get 2 first-rounders. I mean, I think one of them is Fremantle's, the other one's Demons. Like, if Demons finish top 4, that's like a pick, pick 14 and maybe like a pick 12. Like, you probably prefer, I think, with Essendon's situation as well, just to grab the, keep your picks. So, but it's interesting though. Maybe it could still occur, but I think from what we've heard, clubs in the top 5 aren't budging. G'day, UCATT. Welcome to the stream, mate. Been catching up at a few World Cup streams, by the way, man. They've been good. Bloody entertaining as well, so far, the World Cup. Came for Thursday morning, that is safe to say as well. And yes, by the way, it is called soccer. I think because of the Socceroos, Australians mostly call it soccer. Do you follow cricket? No, not too much. I think soccer, NFL, and AFL are my main 3 sports, really, I support. Don't mind a bit of cricket here or there, but don't really follow it too much. What position would you play in AFL? Well, I played as a halfback flanker when I used to play footy. Sometimes a bit of a swingman role. Go forward, kick a few goals if I was able to. But yeah, probably halfback. You go for in the NFL? I go for the Saints, mate. Yeah, sure. Ponder, mate. You betcha. Yeah, get my head screwed on the draft. Might be enjoying the nil-nils too much. Yeah, no, that's true. But I have to say, at least the nil-nils are actually sort of entertaining, I guess. They've just been, especially like the notable ones is like Denmark, Tunisia nil. Well, that was an absolutely ripping affair. But yeah, those Tunisian fans, man, they were just booing every time we had the ball. G'day, Angus. Welcome, mates. Anything but the Morocco-Croatia game. Yeah, no, that is true. Juddy, sending best wishes to 𝐼𝐶e𝐿 after what happened. What happened with 𝐼𝐶e𝐿? Something bad happened to him, or it's no good to hear. So on Google, 40%. Yeah, I mean, Tunisians were always the favourites against us, so But, you know, Socceroos seem to play well when they are the sort of outsiders. Of course, not like, you know, when you're playing France, they're clear-cut outsiders. We're going to get pumped, of course. But when it's like, you know, sort of a 50-50 affair, we seem to play well. But, yeah, soon we should actually be kicking off with this draft. Bloody hell. Been a huge build-up. Really keen. It's always an exciting time of the year. Draft okay? Yeah, it is, Tyson, mate. Happy with Saints' new coach? Ah, well, if you're a fan yourself, mate, you tell me. I think, it's a great appointment. But I feel like Saints will be aggressive next year. They'll really want to, you know, get up that ladder. But again, you know, still question a list if could they really be up there. But you never know.
When I take you back, can you remember the time when we got to spend a year together?
Yeah, I remember it all perfectly, pretty much. All the whole week, going to the grand final.
Oh, Sydney Swans in a tall, hungry midfield. Yeah, it's a fair call, mate.
Having you for a year.
I still feel we'll be trading out our picks, but we'll see what unfolds, mate. Currently now, they're having a bit of interview with Selwood and Jed Busslinger. If you don't know, I think many people probably know by now, Busslinger was one of like the 𝐲𝐶 kids on the 2012 grand final. So he presented premiership medallion to Adam Goods. How good's that? I think Socceroos can make it out of the group. Oh, we just need a draw against Denmark, really. Hopefully. But yeah, they're an underrated side, Denmark. Oh, but yeah, should be probably 10-ish minutes until Gil gets on the mic, saying this draft is ready to go. Or maybe we're straight away ready to go now, who knows. But yeah, Busslinger seriously could go to multiple clubs. West Coast, Carlton, Bulldogs, even Geelong. I mean, if a club moves up to get him, could be one of them too. Alright, finally.
Number 13, back in the 2001 draft, will be hosting proceedings. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝, a warm welcome to you.
The footy season just started already, oh mate, 100%. But yeah, it's actually been a while since the draft's actually been in a live event area, not just like a, you know, COVID restrictions like it was last year and the year before. So yeah, should be good. Reckon there's a chance West Coast don't take Busslinger. Yeah, possibly. I mean, they could still really use him. But yeah, there's definitely a chance I don't think like Hollands or like one of those Vic midfielders are sort of risky because the going factor. But I feel like with the Eagles, their team culture is really strong. If they're taking like an interstate midfielder, you know they're going to stay at the club for quite a while, you'd feel. But yeah, they're a really high culture group. So. And the thing is, the Eagles, they draft really well, especially in the first round. So it feels like they're going to nail their picks, most likely. Ollie Hollands toured with Carlton. Yeah, I mean, for me, he's the ideal pick for Carlton. Look, maybe if Busslinger is still available, I think they could go with him, but most likely he isn't, let's say. And yeah, Hollands will go after Carlton, maybe. 𝐵𝐵 coming to the Hawks. Yeah, I think that's a chance to happen as well, but Mackenzie, Clark, could go for any of them, really.
Thank you, Nick, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2022 NAB AFL Draft. Tonight's an exciting time for the AFL competition, and also for the many players who are with us here at Marvel Stadium tonight, or eagerly watching around the country, all patiently waiting, or hoping to hear their names called.
No, but it's good to see many AFL clubs, though, back in the swing of things with pre-season. I think a lot of first to 4 year playing groups for multiple clubs now back in the swing of it. 2K time trials. I saw Nick Dacos for the Pies. Any Pies fans in the chat, I think you'll be pretty keen to hear he absolutely blitzed in the 2K and won it, which is really ideal from what you want to hear about Nick Dacos. 5 day, yeah, exactly, Juddy, mate. Yeah, it's an exciting one. But Phillippo still has I don't know. I still feel like he has a chance to bust, but for me, I feel like he needs to get drafted by like just a good club that will really nurture him well, take him in well. You know, of course he has a bit of a high ego, but high egos can be great. But you know, if he's treated well in a good cultured playing group, I think he can really thrive. So.
Of which this draft is the culmination. The time has come. The 2022 NAB AFL draft starts now.
The draft, folks. Possibly quick. Yeah, no worries, Beast. It's on KO Fox Footy, mate, if you owe it. But it's also on the live AFL Live official app. But yeah, here we go. Where the 2022 AFL draft is officially open. Of course, the Giants are on the clock. Off we go. They have 5 minutes to make their pick. So it's either going to be CARDMAN or Bid on Ashcroft. So it's interesting to see what they do here. Probably, I think, look, they probably might go with CARDMAN because I think with pick 1 you get more of the money, I guess. So that will be a bit of a, you know, nice added bonus for him to help with player retention, as they really do need to start keeping plays, drafting and keeping plays.
Or just take CARDMAN? I think they just take CARDMAN and leave it to the other teams. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you, Joey. I like to see the GWS Giants call out there, man. I like to see...
But yes, here we go again.
all over every newspaper and get maximum exposure for the footy club. And not just that, but, you know, Aaron CARDMAN was going to pick number 1 if that's who they choose. And that's who we want to see. We want to see that young man celebrated, all the hype and everything that comes with it. Forget the pressure. He's on an AFL list now. There'll be enough pressure anyway. And, you know, from my understanding, he's a very, very high-quality young man that deserves to be in that position.
Joey, how quickly can the Giants bounce? They were 16th this season, obviously a new coach in Kingsley. I understand they're using the Pies as a bit of an inspiration. Things can quickly turn around in this game.
Well, it is. It's a great example.
Still remember from the 2019 draft, the monitors they had them facing the camera, and you could actually see like the teams of what team was picking. So now they've sort of like covered it, so you can't see. But anyway, the Giants picks in. Who are they going to go for here? What was that traders in? Oh, they might go in for CARDMAN here.
With pick 1, the Giants have selected Aaron CARDMAN.
There we go. First pick of the 2022 draft is, as expected, Aaron CARDMAN. I mean, here we go. You know, for the Giants, they've got their franchise key forward. They desperately need a bit of a target man now. I feel still with Hogan, Ricard in the side can really work around them. And I feel like with potentially picking a few nice midfielder forward hybrids and a few forwards of their later picks could really, yeah, just bolster that forward line that they really need to improve. But yeah, CARDMAN first overall pick. But yeah, Toby Green coming out to present him with his Guernsey. How good's that? But if he's anything like Jeremy Cameron, he could be an absolute superstar. Highly athletic key forward. So yeah, CARDMAN goes first. So updated now on the old draft board here.
Congratulations, fantastic number 1 draft pick in the national draft. You look around the room and you see all the number 1 picks that are here, part of history. You're now a part of that history. How does it feel?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. It's so special. I never in a million years would I have thought I'd be in this.
But yeah, it is good though. They're back to the live audience and all that stuff, so we can get like the interviews of the play a bit better. It's always a nice sight to see.
You worked really closely with your coach, Dave Loader. How important was that from progressing through the ranks throughout this year?
Oh, lovely.
Was massive for me. We sat down at the start of the year and
So now the Kangas are on the board. So yeah, 2 picks in a row most likely. Well, should be World Law. And also 𝐼𝐶𝗰𝗶𝗹 they will take.
And what have some of the conversations been like with GWS in the lead up to the draft, and what position have they sort of spoken to you about?
So pick 2.
we haven't really spoken too much about the position that I'll be playing, but it's just more the sort of stuff where I'll be staying and who I'll be staying with, and I just can't wait to get cracking into it and meet all the boys.
Not bad meeting Toby Green set up.
So yeah, Fox Footy Adam ranks number 5th. Now, of course, he wasn't actually probably the best player in the draft pool, but just because of needs, obviously, coming off he goes at pick 1.
You got a big smile and you should.
But it is handy, though. He's from the country, so definitely help with the Giants situation, wanting to keep players.
From one beaming smile
There we go.
Jeremy Cameron, the Coleman medalist.
Well, this is why. This is one example. So this was from a kick-in where 𝐼𝐗𝐿 got up the ground, up towards the wing. He got involved a couple of times, and then just have a look at this. We measured this.
And of course, he is a lefty too, like Jeremy Cameron as well.
For a goal, but he's got that ability to roam up the ground. He's not just a full forward that's anchored at home. He likes to get on his bike. He's got that ability, but he's also got forward craft. He's got natural forward craft to get separation and split from his opponents. We saw that through the champs. He had the most shots at goal of any player in that championships. So he can do that, but he's also competitive and can take a contested mark. So really, Shifter, he ticks all the boxes you really want from a key forward. He can do it all.
And I love what he does in the big moments of games too. There was a side, and we'll probably talk a bit about tonight, between Vic Metro and Vic Country in the national championship, and he put his side in front in a big moment. But it was a lead-up Martin goal. It was one that was taken as a...
But yeah, that's exactly what you want from a key forward, though, ranking elite in disposals. Ability to play up the ground. So probably like a bit of a centre-half forward, they can use him.
Absolutely. I think that's come across very clearly, hasn't it, in the
But yeah, a bit of a trade there with the Lions and the Hawks. Just a few pick swaps. Lions, of course, accumulating.
I mean, who better to present his jumper than Green and
A lot of picks there. So Hawks get the Lions pick 36 and a future third. Isn't bad at all. Yeah, a lot of picks on the 30s and 40s there. The Hawks have been away. But yeah, North have taken 𝐼𝐻, so of course, as expected, if it wasn't the Giants, it was going to be North.
And it certainly doesn't hurt that he played on the wing, really, the year before that. He just said that. So he's got that experience to play through the midfield, which will help him as well, that he's not just going to be someone that's going to be anchored deep. He's got that ability to get up.
So a bid pending.
Cameron do and become, the best player in the competition.
How quickly did the Giants
So with all those picks that they got from Hawthorn, they'll use that
Doesn't need to take too long. There are some others and some
to
other
have the
in this draft
number of
might
picks
take a bit longer. I think he's one that can
to
play
get
that
𝐼𝐻.
absolutely, and I think where they're at with their development, the Giants, they might want to try and make sure they give him some games.
So they've pre-chosen what? Oh, yeah, they're pretty much like confirmed sort of picks. Like they, top 5 is always really confirmed sort of selections. So yeah, no, I don't think they'll ever happen fearless, mate. Huh. It's like one of the recruiters clicked the wrong button or something.
But I think this has played out right. I really like this. I think the Brisbane Lions are being made to pay for the quality player that 𝐼𝐻 is. Great to see Aaron having the excitement around the genuine.
So yeah, 41, 50, 52 and 63 of the Hawks goes to the Lions, and they use those picks to move up and have enough points to get 𝐻. But yeah, not bad for the Hawks. They get 36. So another pick in the third, in that 30 range. Future, the Lions features third. So that's probably like a pick 50 odd. Because it is expecting the Lions will go very good next year. Jeez, it's taking a while for the bid to be pending. Bloody hell, sure there's a timer on it. But yeah, how about this fella, hey? Professional character. He's kept a journal, like a daily, I think it was like a gym journal, since the age of 12. Like, bloody hell. I reckon he's going to be playing round 1. Bold call from me. And here it comes. Here we go. 𝐼𝐻 goes number 2. So not the pick one than you must thought he was. But hey, still goes to, of course, the Lions. Big 𝐼𝐻.
Presenting the jumper for Brisbane is coach 𝐬𝐻𝐿.
𝐼𝐻 number 2 to the Lions. So
It is. It's one of the great traditions in our game, and we all love it. But it also, at the moment, is one of the great advantages for some teams. And when we saw it with Collingwood last year and how they were up to get Nick Dacos, and now the Brisbane Lions, we heard from 𝐸𝐻𝐿 how lucky they are. They're not going to get just one, but 2 father-son prospects and the best kid in the country. I mean, as spoken a lot about what he's able to do, the comparisons with 𝐓𝐡𝐞. He's certainly a player that just racks up the footy, and I think will slot in seamlessly at AFL level.
Lark medal as the best player throughout the National Under-18 Championships.
Just updating the scroll text by fellas. Yes, I have to do this manually. I don't have any high technology to do this automatically. So yeah, just bear with me. So if you don't know, if anyone doesn't know, if a academy selection happens, all the selections do get pushed back. For anyone that is wondering. There you go.
Johnson has tracked him down for a chat.
Thanks, Sarah. Yes, how do you feel? It's a little bit of a different situation for yourself, knowing that all along that you're heading to the Brisbane.
No, they're going to accept the bid. Yeah, 100% seeing, mate. And of course, North again on the clock for pick 3, so they still do have their 2 picks in a row, of course.
No, I can't do that. I got to respect Richie, and he's done a lot for the footy club, so hopefully I get the number pretty close.
What's it been like over the years being a part of the Brisbane line?
Yeah, good. Thanks, AFL Lord. Welcome to stream. Hopefully good too, mate. So we slide down to pick 7 now. Yeah, everyone slides down 1. That's how she works. So yeah, we're expecting here with North to take 𝐼𝐶𝐰 and Wardlaw. But yeah, those are going to be talented players that are added into that North side.
Congratulations again. Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Especially if Wardlaw's able to keep healthy with his hamstring.
For a lot of the players drafted tonight, it'll be moving to state, and life will be thrown into chaos, and they've got to move quickly. But I suppose
Why North give away first pick there? Oh, the split that picks, man. Pick 2 and 3. Always very handy to have. I think it suits their situation needs a lot more. But anyway. There we go. 𝐼𝐶𝐰 goes 3rd, so Wardlaw probably goes 4th then. But yeah, this guy was so entertaining to watch when I did watch him. Jeez, he's smart eye for goal. Could be a special player. I think a lot of people, though, I've heard a lot of people say his downside is like his speed and his tank. But I still think he's going to be a special player, especially under 𝐼𝐶𝐞. But yeah, especially interesting, though, to see how North will go next year. 𝐼𝐶𝐰 goes 3.
So Harry, who is a lifelong Hawthorn fan, gets his jumper from the North Melbourne coach, of course, former Hawthorn.
Lovely stuff. All right, pick 4. Again, North on the clock.
He has got talent to burn, Joey.
Yeah, I'm liking the 𝐶𝐰 with the footy IQ that he has, and as good a goal sense as we've seen for a long time. You just watch a couple of these minutes. His front and square work is as good as anyone's already at his age. You see this one, all the traffic's going to the side, the back of the stoppage. He knows exactly where the drop zone is. He just finds a way. He's got multiple ways of kicking goals.
As long as Crows get McKinley, I'll be happy. Yeah, no, it's pretty much guaranteed to go, mate. Through the sample father-son. But yeah, he could go like probably 15 to like 25 or something. Good running halfback flanker. But yeah, like the most ideal pick North need, really. A bit of just X factor in that forward line. That's why they've struggled.
I see Christian Petrarca when I watch this young man. I just think that he moves physically, his ability around goals.
Fox Footy Sports Lab ranked him at number 2. But yeah, that's good though for the Jewish community though, representing them well.
We are already excited about seeing Harry play. He sounds like an incredibly exciting talent.
Wardlaw next, I'm sure. Yeah, no, it should be. I still like, you know, early on had the feeling that could they go Sardis, like, you know, take Wardlaw and Sardis, best mates, but they need 𝐶𝐰 first off. But I just feel that maybe could have been an option. But yeah, it should be Wardlaw here. G'day, Nick. D's first pick 13 when I'm trading up. We only pick 4, but yeah, nothing yet, man. But yeah, I'm actually really intrigued to see if we're if there's going to be a big trade. But yeah, from what I've heard, yeah, a lot of the clubs aren't budging. They're not wanting to give away their top 5 pick. So yeah.
Melbourne Footy Club.
Has to be Keith Ford. Yeah, I think Jefferson is the way to go. Still feel Barnett is on the cards though. Like, you know, if they don't rate him, I feel Jacob Van Rooyen is a really promising prospect. He was really good in the VFL side this year for Casey. So yeah, if they really want to knuckle down with a future ruck, you know, obviously Grundy and Gawn getting on now, they can snap up a young ruck of Barnett, who does look really promising. And anyway, pick 4's in for North. Should be Wardlaw here.
Looking forward to the tricks that he'd show me in the game. Including the curial type of player. He's all of that. 49 goals for the year. He's just going to be a sensational player.
Pick 4. No trade yet. Jeez, are we going to get a big one? Yeah, no worries, Nick. No worries, Nick, mate. Take care. Anyway, pick 4. There you go, big boy, George Wardlaw. Beastly inside contested midfielder. If he can keep his hamstring right, I think he'll be a gun. Right, so there we go. Now we get into the interesting area of the draft. Will they just go with Sardis and the expected continues, or will they shape things up and the Dons pick like a 𝐓𝐴 or even a Bailey Humphrey? I think he's still a chance to go. But anyway, let's update the board. And Ben Cunnington, out of all people. How about him? Presenting the North Melbourne Guernsey too. Good old Wardlaw.
And Mick, this is a big game player with a really good athletic profile.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Jonesy, I saw his game for the academy against Collingwood's VFL team, and his second half was as good a second half as you'll ever see.
There you go, George Wardlaw, 4th to North Melbourne. On the clock now, the Dons.
Just fill us in on what you've been able to see and the importance of what he does here.
We just see there, this is really an inside bull. I mean, Ben Cunnington presented him with the jumper. He's going to love playing alongside this bloke. This is the game you were speaking about, Mick, where he showed some real tricks.
And yeah, for the Dons, the fans want 𝐓𝐴, but I still feel it will be Sardis, but we'll see. Wardlaw looks like a jet. Yeah, no, he does, eh? Looks like a ready go to midfielders. They're saying a bit of a Horn Francis replacement, probably minus the sort of forward craft, but yeah, added into Simpkin. Like that, the North are a bloody strong side in the inside game. Like Davies Uniacke, Simpkin in there. I think Cunnington, if he's fully fit, can still be a very serviceable player. They did well in clearances, especially in the second half of the year. So I think Wardlaw in the mix. Bit of spice as well with 𝐼𝐶 and Clark as the coach. Hopefully they'll, you know, be out of the bottom 2 next year. I think that's the goal for next year. And then we go Wardlaw to North.
Which I think they've done really well. They've got the classy forward, you know, the talent in the front half is really crucial to the game and backed it up with an elite midfielder. I think they've done super. You know, you can easily say they could have been the number 2 and 3 players on the board.
Yeah, that's fine, Charles, mate. There's plenty of speculation the Swans will be trading out their 14 and 17, mate. So I think that's most likely going to happen. But if it isn't, look, it could be anything. Could be 𝐻𝐻𝐿, who's a highly rated sort of key defender, 3rd tall. Could go Ed Adam, like a sort of big-bodied, tall midfielder, utility sort of guy. Look, the Swans is the most mystery sort of club with draft picks, so honestly, it could be anything. But personally, with my mock draft, I had Henry Hustwaite, tall midfielder, and Lachie Cowan. But one that lately I would not mind is definitely, what's his face? Harry Barnett, the ruck. I was well stocked and will be for some time. Yeah, but I think like if Bustling is still available, you know, that would just free up 𝐷𝐶 so well because he has potential to become a superstar. He already is anyway.
How'd you go looking Ben Cunnington in the eyes as he presented your jumper?
Awesome. Unreal experience.
I'm sure it was. He's going to be a great teammate as well. Congratulations.
Oh, they're taking the time as expected though, the Dons. Bloody hell. What does Dodoro do? Here we go, picks in. Here we go. Why isn't Gill not doing this? Yeah, there we go, Sardis. As expected, goes to the Dons. So yeah, they don't get the 𝐓𝐴, the big hype sort of play, but geez, I mean, Sardis was always the safest option. I said it in my mock draft, I feel like if Sardis became a superstar and the Dons didn't take him, you know, they'd just come back to haunt them, but plays with speed, provides, you know, he's still a well-sized body midfielder with, you know, the Dodds midfield brigade of being sort of small anyway, but energetic, burst from the stoppage. Solid pick. Alright, so things are sort of falling into place. Oh, how about that? Matty Lloyd presenting him with the Guernsey. That is not bad at all. Bloody hell. That is special. There we go. Sardis goes 5th. Oh, the mother's in tears. Fair enough.
I really think his ability to generate opportunities, not just for himself, but for teammates. And as we look at the vision here, he's a high-energy player. He really takes ground, which is important when you talk about metres gained and those sorts of things.
Sorry, explain what on the clock means. Don't know. Oh yeah, so simply, mate, on the clock means their team is they're ready. You know, they're sort of like they got a pick within 5 minutes. So each club gets 5 minutes in the first round. So that means it's their team's turn to take a pick, mate. That's basically how she works. Yeah, Sheasel with a safe option goes to the Dons. All right, lovely, lovely. Okay. Well, then next up the Suns. They do need that X factor midfield with the departure of Rankin. You know, I still feel like bustling is a chance. Like a third tall would really help him out. I know Mac Andrew's been playing a bit of that in the second half of the year, but you know, Ballard and Collins are a really underrated key back duo, I feel. So bustling is a chance, but I don't feel you can't be passing up on like a Humphrey. Yeah, hopefully Charles Mudd, if he's ready to do it. Did have the knee injury though last year, but it was good in the second half of the year in the twos. That's safe to say though.
We can see there on screen the new coach of the Bombers, Brad Scott, overseeing things, and obviously the players have been meeting with the coaches and meeting with the recruiting teams. We know the Bombers had spoken to the Lodger a lot.
But yeah, I feel like the Dons midfield though, like there's just some promising names in there. You know, if Parrish and of course Merritt was so awesome last year, if Parrish can get back into fine form, you know, you throw in Ben Hobbs, who can be still an absolute gun of a player. Sardis in there with a bit of pace. Even Archie Perkins throw it in there as well. They've got some talented names in there, the Dons. But yeah, good pick. Humphrey next, I think. Yeah, nah. Yeah, safest option, really.
Yes, I met him last week. Yeah, super excited for what we
Well, but I'm still wondering though. Are we going to get something? You know, a big curveball in the draft. That'll be something special. That's what all these drafts are made for.
Yeah, just exactly that. Just keep working on my strengths.
It's been a great moment for the Oakley Chargers. George Wardlaw just picked up Essendon v North next year. You line up on George. Who wins that battle?
Oh, I would say George, but I'm not gonna go easy on him. So.
In 6 months' time, you'll back yourself in, I'm sure.
Yeah, the Suns taking a sweet time on this pick. I think, yeah, obviously 𝐓𝐴's still a very genuine chance here. Alright, so pretty much is it Buslinger, 𝐓𝐴, or Humphrey? One of those three, I think.
With Big Six, the Gold Coast have selected Bailey Humphrey from the
Yeah, there we go, Humphrey. It was pretty much sort of confirmed as well, really. You know, he's happy to go up to the Suns, and there we go. The country boy from 𝗏𝐼 is up to the party town of bloody Gold Coast. Be an X factor midfielder they desperately need. Coming to the side, maybe straight away. I think with that exciting midfield group they've got, especially with Elijah Hollands in there too. Yeah, it's going to be special. But yeah, I'm keen for the Suns next year. I'm really interested to see how they go. They're going to be a fun team to watch if they can get to winning ways. But anyway, number 6 is Bailey Humphrey.
Yeah, real playmaker, this boy. Dominated early in the year. Gippsland power up on top of the NAB League ladder, and it was a lot to do with Bailey Humphrey's form. ended up third at the Morris Medal for the best and fairest in that competition, and then played the last of the games in national championships. That decider, he could have kicked about 4 goals.
On through to the Suns.
Just a bit off target, but gee, fell in love with the way he played that day. Plays with great passion as a forward or as a midfielder, and again, he's one of those boys that can find that space.
All right, pick 7 now on the clock. The Hawks. Oh, this is interesting. I feel 𝐓𝐴 is the most likely chance. You know, just a extra dimensional sort of midfielder. McKenzie's still one, I reckon. I had in the mock draft. Still looks like a really good balanced midfielder. But yeah, and of course Jai Clark too. You know, I feel like that's sort of Mitchell's guy. Just hard as nails inside mid. So they could go for a few options here, the Hawks. Hawks, get the logo. There we go. Bang. 𝐓𝐴 next. Yeah, I mean, probably. But how about him though? Bloody saying he's made for Melbourne. He publicly said that. So if it isn't here, I think you'll go to the Saints. Maybe even West Coast. Like bloody hell.
Well, Bailey, leadership is a part of your skill set this year. What did you learn from captain in Gippsland?
Suns finished 7th to 10th. Yeah, I mean that's as we've always said, their young list are now starting to get on now, with experience. So the main thing though, the Suns is they need to keep healthy. Like they had so many setbacks. I mean, their two best, running defenders were out with season-ending injuries. Of course, Ballard late in the year. Ben King obviously as well. But they still had 𝗵𝐴 and 𝐼𝐗𝐿𝐴 𝐴𝐵 the rejects. They kicked 70 goals combined. Like bloody hell, you thought they'd just be struggling to kick goals this year, but they were awesome. But Ben King in the mix, they're going to be interesting next year. Yeah, good. Thanks, Ferdy, mate. Hopefully well too, mate. All right, Hawks taking their time. Is it 𝐓𝐴? Is it Clark? Or is it McKenzie? I feel like one of those three. Oh, there we go. Old mate's on the phone. Oh, could there be a trade?
So Hawthorn are up next with pick number 7. It's the 3rd year in a row they've had a top 10 pick. So Denver, Granger Barris pick 6 in 2020.
So yeah, Fox Lab rank, they have Clark, 𝐓𝐴, 𝐵𝐵, McKenzie, Busslinger, Ed Allen, Hollins, Jefferson, Fletcher and Josh Weddle. That's in order they do have. So that's pretty interesting. 𝐓𝐴 thinks it's fearless. Right, here we go. Who's it going to be? Yep, Cam McKenzie. There's another one right on the mock draft. And to be fair, I mean, 𝐴𝐿 did put it as well. So, but look, I felt like just with Hawks, another sort of a safe option. Countable player, balanced midfielder. I think him in there with your young guns like Connor McDonald, Josh Ward as well. Yeah, I think that's a great pick. Don't think Hawks fans, it's sort of similar with Essendon fans. I feel like Hawks fans sort of I wish we got 𝐓𝐴, but no, accumulates the ball really nicely too. Lovely stuff. Well, Cam McKenzie is off to the Hawks. So now the Cats. Well, is it going to be Busslinger or is it going to be Jai Clark? Or even if could they go 𝐓𝐴? Bloody hell, that would be quite unexpected. But anyway, let's update this. Cam McKenzie off to the Hawks. But yeah, he's sort of similar, sort of similar size to Way. Just a high impact sort of player. Racks up the footy well.
part of that Sandringham Dragons premiership side, and
But yeah, Hawks just need midfielders.
Yeah, absolutely. The first time I
And, you know, they're similar to the Dons as well. Like, 𝐕𝐴𝐴𝐿𝐴 is such a high-risk, high-reward player. Like, he could be a superstar, or he could be, you know, a good player. But, you know, Mackenzie and, you know, just like in the situation they're in a, you know, they've in a really start of a rebuild, the Hawks. So it's the safer option, really. But yeah, like him and Josh Ward, like that is, you know, two just classy midfielders now on that side.
Yeah, that's what 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐿 will love about him, the class, his ball use. He's a player that's a high score involvement player for a midfielder. He's almost every third possession leads to a score involvement, which is a really big number for a midfielder. I think
Okay, Mackenzie.
forwards are gonna love leading to him. He can
So,
start his career
at the moment,
but he'll end
if
up
we have
being an elite
take a look at the mock draft from around 2 weeks ago,
An incredible
it's looking good so far, I have to say.
fantastic lift back in 20.
Hopefully the trend can continue if 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 goes to
Just outside
um,
so he can speak.
the Cutters. But so far, so good. Anyway, let's update the pick number. Cat's on the clock.
I can speak a little bit, just the basics though. Bonjour. Bonjour. 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐿 Brad, what? There you go. So
Bloody hell, they speak in French for? Oh yeah, no, that's right. I saw that video. Cam Mackenzie bloody lived in France or something. He speak French. Looks like the Saints will get 𝐕𝐴𝐴𝐿, and I feel like a lot of Saints fans are cheering. Because, yes, they need that just superstar player. And, you know, I still feel maybe like, you know, the reason why they had such a dead trade period is because they felt, you know, 𝐕𝐴𝐴𝐿's our guy, or Bailey Humphrey or something. And in fact, I think I actually had a look. Saints TV was live streaming this as well. He's probably cheering.
Yes, I've been very grateful to play at so many big games. It's been, yeah, a very enjoyable year, and I've loved every moment of it, and yeah, wouldn't have done it any different.
Talk to us about your year in France, because you did take the TW Sharon with you as well, just to make sure you had it there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, made sure I took the Sharon up, and you know the French kids didn't really know what it was, so they were trying to like rugby balls, but nah, very enjoyable, and yeah, made sure I had a pick with my brother, and yeah, it was awesome.
Who's your favourite Hawthorn player?
Always loved 𝐸𝐴𝐿𝐴 growing up.
Hawks take 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐿 because they did lose Mitchell on the mirror. Yeah, look, as I said before though, like, safe pick. You know, saw that balanced midfielder. Classy with it.
A very smart
I just feel it just fits them so well though. Like, and that's the thing. It fits the Saints so well though. They high risk, high reward sort of play they just need
what a great
for the Saints. Anyway, pick 8's in. Will the Cutters take 𝐺𝐼 Clark or someone else?
With pick 8, Geelong select 𝐺𝐼 Clark.
And there we go. Jeez, bloody hell. I had to say, Dylan did have a bit of a pause there. I was like, wait, hold on a sec. But yeah, you know, pick really written in the stars. Bloody hell. 𝐺𝐼 Clark, Geelong Falcon product. Tough as nails inside midfielder. You know, mentors Joel Selwood. Like, come on. It was pretty much 99.9% going to happen. Unless he was taken earlier. And off he goes to the Cats. But that just fits the Cutters so well. I mean, they're awesome in the draft period. Cam Guthrie. But yeah, they really need those young midfielders in there now. As you can see, Cam Guthrie right there is aging.
in fact he's been called
But yeah, you know, Ollie Henry in there. Jack Bowes.
star and he mimics him in many ways, Shifter.
Well, I did liken him to Joel. Amazing that he's ended up in Geelong. This boy's a hard-edged beauty. That's the best way to
Geelong. There we go. Pick 8
He is fearless in his
is 𝐺𝐼 Clark.
one-touch player as well. And a great distributor. And this is a boy on the right or left-handed foot. Sets the play up. Again, we see him play brilliantly in his 17th year last year. Some great games for the Falcons as well last year as a non-Asia. And then topped it right up this year.
Lovely stuff.
Best and fairest winner down there. Second in the Lark medal to 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐿. So had an outstanding season.
Yeah, leadership's huge from where I
Alright, so now we move on to pick 9 and West Coast into the draft. So, yeah, a lot of, like, back and forth chat of are they going to get a Western Australian talent or are they going to get, like, a 𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐿? You know, not necessarily WA talent. They could do both, really.
and the way he exits either side of the
But, yeah, I mean, oof. I have the Hawks taking Busslinger. I mean, not the Hawks, the Eagles taking Busslinger. So, if he's not going here, I think he goes to the Bulldogs, even Carlton. Because it'd be hard to see him slide.
He does all the tough stuff.
But yeah, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 I think is one that could go here too. Even Ed Allen, but I feel like Ed Allen will probably go with their pick 13. Reckon Hewitt says Phyllis? Yeah, Hewitt's a chance as well, but yeah, I feel the rumours are though he could be a bit of a slider. Could even go down to like West Coast one and pick in the 20s. Buslinger's in talks with the Blues. Yeah, that's true. Hollands is a really ideal selection for him though. No big trades yet. Nothing to scream about. But yeah, pick written the stars there, Jock Clark. Love to see it. Deleted, mate. They sure are.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to spend a week there. It was such an unreal experience. You just get to see how professional they are inside the four walls.
Yeah, no, they do MFC. But as I said earlier, I think West Coast's culture is just so strong, and they draft really well early on. Like, you know, if they were to take a Vic midfielder, I feel like they know what they're selecting, and they do well with player retention as well. But yeah, usually like they know their WA talent so well, so it's always the most common thing type of plays they take.
Yeah, spoke a little bit. Came down, met the family the other day, so yeah, it was pretty cool. And
I said do well against like goals and finals against Collingwood. Yeah, mate, sure do.
It all starts now. Good luck, John.
Cheers, thanks, John. Cheers, appreciate it.
Lots of Swans players left home to go for Victoria. Yeah, well, some are, you know, player retention's at the end of the day. You know, you can't keep every player. It's inevitable. Like, there's going to be players that want to go home, but you know, strong player bonding and culture and synergy in the group is always handy. Oh, but there you guys go, Phillippo here. But no, I think 𝐴𝐵 or Busling are really one of them two.
It's just remarkable, isn't it? Stephen Wells has done it again, and they lose one.
Name the Swans who have that have gone home to Victoria. Obviously Hewitt, which does still pain me to this day. Nick Newman. Anyway, pick 9's in. Do they go Phillippo, 𝐴𝐵, Buslinger? Yeah, there we go, Ruben 𝐵𝐵. Bang. There we go. He can play halfback. He can play inside midfielder. Solid selection there for the Eagles. Yeah, but pretty much either 𝐴𝐵 or Buslinger there. Lovely. So the Eagles take the big boy Ruben. I think is it 𝐴𝐵 or 𝐵𝐵? Because people tell me it's 𝐴𝐵, but I mean Dylan just said there you pronounced it 𝐵𝐵, so just bloody confused at this moment. Yeah, off we go. Beautiful. I see Hawks midfield, Cam McKenzie, John Newcomb. Yeah, no, he's a great pickup, mate. Beautiful. All right, now St Kilda. They've got to go with Phillippo here. Oh, I'll be absolutely stoked, St Kilda fans, with Phillippo here. He's made for Melbourne. And that's exactly what they need. The hyped up, you know, potential superstar sort of player. Because they're sick of being that mediocre sort of club. Is it 𝐵𝐵? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because people are saying that both. I'm like, bloody hell, which one is it? Because obviously it's Jack Ginnivan. But yeah, no, apparently with this one it's 𝐵𝐵, so there we go. But yeah, it's got to be Phillippo here for the Saints. Wasn't Phillippo supposed to be the top of the draft? No, I mean, not really. I mean, he could have if the club really rated him, but I still feel clubs like, you know,
big,
know,
so he does have that ability on his own.
was sort of on pausing him with just probably his attitude or
He's a great size for the modern day.
maybe too much confidence.
Head to Jono now. Jono, I understand Ruben's a bit of a keen surfer. He'll be happy to be remaining in the West.
Definitely, Sarah. We're just having a quick chat about that. It's a great
And I feel like, you know, there's maybe the midfielders above are a bit more polished too. My mock draft, I predict him to go at pick 5. Yeah, right.
put on over the last couple of years.
But yeah, he is sort of like top 5.
What type of work did you put in?
Yeah, I guess I was a bit of a skinny kind of shorter kid, and then I had 10 kilos, 10 centimeters kind of thing. So I think I just got in the gym a bit early, and I think that just really helped my footy. So.
Captain of your school, I understand as well. How did that go? What did you learn?
Watch Philippo play in Melbourne, love his game. Yeah, nice, man.
Really.
Guess that was with the championships and all that.
We didn't quite get the win. We finished second 2 years ago, but I think that was really good for me, and just learned a few more communication skills and be able to help boys through the year. So
What happened to the Carlton pick? Oh, no, it's still pick 11, mate.
Because how the folks going to go get
But yeah, it's probably going to be Hollands if things go as they are. Well, actually, I mean, Busslinger is really on the cards here.
I'm sure they will.
But no way Busslinger gets past the Bulldogs. Like,
Awesome story there, Ruben Ginby remaining in the West.
but if he was to get past the Bulldogs, I mean, he'd surely be taking up with the Eagles. But if they rate out Allen, well then bloody hell. But I don't think he'll slide too much.
The remaining players in our Fox Lab rank, we've got Filippo still on the board. He was one that was speculated.
Anyway, picks in for the Saints. Surely it's got to be Filippo here.
With pick 10, St Kilda select Matthias Filippo.
There we go. The Saints finally get that big body X factor mid forward they so desperately need. I think plenty of Saints fans are happy with this pick. But yeah, high risk, high reward sort of play. Plays like Bontempelli. Oh, I'm keen to see him play though. He's made for Melbourne. He stated that he is made for Melbourne. Will he start? Maybe not necessarily at the MCG, but Marvel Stadium. I think that's still good enough for him. But yeah, good there for the Saints.
Potentially, I mean, for me, he could almost have the most upside of any of the top 10 that have been drafted so far. He was 3 days off being
There we go, Filippo off to St Kilda.
shifter, so he's still quite young.
Alright, so yeah, top 10 pretty much like expected really, no shock calls or anything.
Look, I think Ross Lyon has got plenty to work with this young man.
I love his bloodlines too. His dad, Woodville West Torrens star, but played at the Western Bulldogs.
I know we move on to pick 11 were the Blues.
Peter was a superstar. He's a Hall of
They were, you know, there was speculation, would they trade out
Dad was around last club.
with a few other clubs, but so far, looks like they might take Bustling or Hollands. One of them two, I reckon.
Games this year against the Allies, and I did like you. We had a look at his birth date to see him as a kid. He's definitely eligible for next year, not this year. Still 17 years of age, so I reckon he's going to make a real player, this boy.
Yeah, I think he's a really classy, clean, creative type of player. His ability to make things happen, and his smarts in tight by hand.
So unfortunately, you know, he doesn't go pick 1 like he wanted to, but hey, you know, pick 10's still an absolute beauty of a selection. But yes, the Saints inside game is good, you know, Crouch in there still. Some really good names in there. You know, Windhager too, bit of a young star. Ross. Plenty of options in there. They just need that outside sort of mid-forward blend, and there you go, Filippo. Ideal selection. I think Hollands might go here at 11 to the Blues.
Things you can't really teach. He's got some athleticism. He's going to fill out. He's a big boy, so I almost think like the 5 Cripps type. Eventually, he can fill out to be someone that big, so plenty to work with.
Listening to a lot of his interviews, very confident young man as well. How will Ross Lyon handle that?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
You just know that the plenty of phones are calling at the moment.
To Jono.
Well, let's find
Maybe a
out.
few potential trades.
Under Ross Lyon.
I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot. I'm so excited growing up. We always used to
But yeah, no, that is good though, because as I did say earlier, I think Filippo can really shine if he's under, you know, a good coach or a good sort of, you know, well tight-knit group. Can bring him in. But yeah, jeez. Gonna see how he goes next year. Maybe he might start off like sort of like a sort of low possession play, but might build up his touches as the year goes by.
I played a of footy with your dad. He had an outstanding career in SA as well. They must be extremely proud.
Oh, 100%. I know Gates, was pretty emotional yesterday, which was, news to me. I've never seen him really get emotional. So, yeah, it means a lot for the family, not just dad, mum and all my friends as well. So, yeah, I'm really excited.
Well, Matthias, I'm sure all Saints fans are excited as well. All the very best.
Thanks, John.
And there is Ross Line. Smile on your face there, Joey. You love him.
Oh, no, look, I just think look, there's good things happening there.
These might pick Hewitt. Oh, I think, key forwards and rucks are far more important.
Really well so far.
Midfield looks, the midfield's probably their strongest area.
All right, it is the Carlton Football Club next. They've got
But yeah, I mean, a lot of experts are saying like he could slide to in the mid-20s. So
on the finals this year.
interesting to see.
Michael Boss has spoken during the week about what he looks for in a player. Obviously, they're
Anyway,
quite well-rounded.
who the Blues going to go for here? Hollands or Busslinger?
With pick 11, Carlton has selected Oliver Hollands.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it fits so perfectly. Hollands, Carlton fan. Heavily linked. But yeah, that is a solid pickup. The Blues inside game, it was so good last year, but they just lacked probably enough output from their role plays, but just a bit more outside run. With Hollands, that's going to be something special. Late running midfielder. Got a good kick on him too. That's a great pickup for the Blues. All right. So now we move on to pick 12.
Presenting the jump for Carlton is midfield star Sam Walsh.
And there we go, Sammy Walsh.
So Sam Walsh, one of the game's best runners, presenting the jumper to the man.
Two elite runners in their side. Sam Walsh and now bloody Ollie Hollands. Not bad at all.
Very consistent performer and potentially could play on a wing at AFL level.
Yeah, we measure him as elite in all those categories with our testing, whether it's the yo-yo test or it's the 𝐴𝐶. He's the star. He's the best 1 or 2 Australia-wide. He runs his opponents off their feet, but I love his attack on the ball. His aggression at the ball is sensational. I can see him play.
Moving on now to pick 12 and the Bulldogs here. Think it's got to be Bustling. I think the Doggies fans are quite happy he's available here. Desperately need that key defender, especially with Cordy out of the side, departing the club. So it's an even more fitting pick.
So he's got lots of footy around him and he's had a wonderful year.
He rarely gives the footy away too, Shifter. I like it when he's in control of the ball. He makes
I did have the Bulldogs taking 𝐼𝐗𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐾, but that's because Bustling was already taken. Just like sort of explosive midfield, I thought they could really do well with. But yeah, it should be Bustling here, you'd think.
Talking time on here, that is just an exceptional number of possessions and speaks volumes for his ability to get up and down the ground, contest to contest, and geez, they've got themselves a good one. Vossi's got exactly what he asked for.
Don't want another bid. Yeah, no, I think for the D's it's got to be Barnett or Jefferson.
The Blues, because you barracked for them growing up, Oliver. Who did you sort of watch closely?
Yeah, John, it's pretty special to have your name read out by a club that you've grown up for. So, I guess.
But yeah, no, sort of pick written the stars as well.
Someone I've watched really closely, and yeah, to have your jersey presented by him is it's pretty phenomenal. So yeah.
You've got great sort of speed, endurance. Your endurance in particular is excellent. He's going to be a pretty good one to jump on the back of early days to complete your running sessions with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, particularly the first few weeks, I think I'll try and stick by him as close as I can, and he's going to be a real good role model.
As has been mentioned, your brother's on the Gold Coast list. He went at pick 7. He's starting to develop into a really nice player in the competition. Did he have a word to you in the lead up to the draft?
Yeah, of course. I think a lot of it's sort of been about enjoy the moment and really
Right,
stay in the moment.
Bulldogs picks him. Got to be Bustling here.
He's been
Okay, yeah. Oh wow, Jasper Fletcher. They've bidded on him. So I mean, that isn't necessarily they're going to take another midfielder if obviously Fletcher goes to the Lions, but could they go Hewitt? Yeah, Fletcher was actually invited to the event, so yeah, Fletcher should be accepted or matched here by the Brizzy Lions. But that's good though from the Bulldogs, making them pay.
It's warranted. This kid's an absolute class act, so well done to the Bulldogs for putting the bid in on this player. If we look on the TV there.
But yeah, they really would have taken Ollie Hollands though, the Bulldogs. if available. Accountable two-way runner, Fletcher is. Looks still unhappy about Dunk. Yeah, no. Bloody hell. Best and fairest, off he goes, straight to the bloody Lions. Having the better life, maybe.
Yeah, we expected this to happen. The Brisbane Lions are going to get 2 players inside the top 12 in this year's draft. I mean, they are 2 exceptional young players that I think could step in almost immediately.
It should be matched here, you'd think.
Stacked with talent, we know how good they are, so it's great for Chris Fagan. He's got plenty to work with.
They had a couple of ways in which they could list him too. He's a member of the Lions Academy, with Adrian having lived up there for more than 5 years, and so he's nominated under that. And of course, his father's son to them as well. Although Fletch played at a few clubs, I think until Brisbane, and then across to Freo, where he's the best and fairest, when he was a star. He's 248 games and been a wonderful development club coach at many of the AFL clubs, and there's no doubt he's had a major influence on his son.
The Brisbane Lions have matched Western Bulldogs.
Yep, as expected. Fletcher at pick 12 off to the Lions. Yeah, another classy, good ball using midfielder in that Lions midfield. Bloody hell, I mean, they're going to be stuck. Then they're going to pick up 𝐓𝐴𝐿𝐼 in, I think, 2 years as well. Bloody hell, they've got to make a grand final sooner rather than later.
Presenting the jump for Brisbane is senior coach.
There we go, Jasper Fletcher. Right, so, got to update this again. This will take a while.
He's just such a smooth mover. He's got a step. He's a beautiful kid. He can play inside and outside. He can get from the inside to the outside, and he's got that composure as well. So, I mean, he's another one that can probably slot in on a wing. So Mitch Robinson's gone. There's a few others that they've tried in that wing role, but maybe it's a real opportunity for Jasper Fletcher to cement himself early in the season.
So all these picks here do get pushed back. Jasper Fletcher being taken. Lions getting Connor McKenna. Yeah, he's already signed with the Lions, which is good, which they do desperately need. You know, just a bit more halfback depth. You know, sort of fringe players like 𝐼𝐴𝐿𝐼 and Jackson Pryor, and I mean, I think 𝐼𝐿 might's one to watch next year if he continues his form from the final series from last year. He's a special player, but yeah, just a bit more depth there. And, you know, I always thought he was a pretty decent player, to be honest, when he played for the Dons. I know he's a bit of a mixed opinion sort of guy, but out of the Vic bubble, I think he could be a handy serviceable player for the Lions, McKenna. But anyway, they get Fletcher. So, yeah, pick 12. So the Bulldogs, they move back a spot, pick 13.
Sweeping handball. So, look, you're right, this kid does tick a lot of boxes, but I do love the leg drive. He gets from the inside to the outside, then has the composure and the smarts by foot. He's going to be one to watch.
John, I think Joey is stealing David King's favourite word. Leg driver is how he is used to explain just how Jasper goes about it.
Well, that's it. When you see him breaking 50 and kicking them from 45, it's great to watch. And Jasper, I'm sure you'll learn that leg drive that Joey's talking about throughout the many years you spent in the Lions Academy.
Yeah, so I've spent 6 years since I was 12, so it's been a long stint, and it's crazy to come to an end now.
I'm sure Mum and Dad are really proud of this moment.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely stoked. I think Mum shed a few tears when he
Well, the Lions going to be good next year. Oh, hopefully, mate.
Emotional about it, so to see him finally show a bit of emotion is pretty cool.
I mean, minute and prelim final, they've got to have high standards now, I reckon, that club.
Now, this year you got to play a little bit
All these star players now, they're picking up.
in his own right. How'd you go playing under your dad for those 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, it was tough. He always gave me a few sprays, even though it wasn't my fault, to be honest. No, but he's good and he was hard on me, and that's made me a better player. So.
And you're Allies captain as well, which is it's a great honour to be able to represent, you know, your state. How'd you go in that role?
Yeah, no, it was a good honour. I'm very grateful for it, and it's pretty tough.
I think top 2 next year for Brisbane.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably have him maybe around top 4, maybe 5th.
Well, Jasper, congratulations. The fun only begins right now. Good luck.
The fun begins indeed, and Chris Fagan looks pretty.
But yeah, like, you know, even like then bringing Gunston was a very underrated move.
The Western Bulldogs, some serious
That's an actual focal point in that attack. Anyway, pick 13, the Bulldogs. Are they going to get bustling up? It's an ideal selection, surely.
With pick 13, the Western Bulldogs select Jed Bustlinger.
Yeah, there we go. Off he goes. The Western Australian of the Bulldogs. Yeah, I think Doggies fans are pretty elated with that. Bloody hell. The best key defender in this draft. Off to a team that desperately needs a bloody young key back. Man of bloody games they lost on just defensive transitions and just poor accountability. That is a very ideal selection there. So, the Eagles now. Do they take out Allen? Bit of a boulder. But yeah, bustling off to the Bulldogs there.
Yeah, the Western Bulldogs have certainly addressed a need here. I mean, you think about, 𝐼𝐶 got dropped throughout the year. They've brought back Liam Jones just as a bit of a gap stop. But really, this is the future. They're an intercept defender that loves to go for his marks. I mean, imagine him and maybe Sam Darcy forming a 1-2 punch at centre half back and fullback for the Dogs.
But yeah, I think the Doggies, though, their spine is just so well set up now with some young talent across both ends of their ground. Like that's their upside the Doggies really do have. But yeah, I think the Bulldogs will be happy with that he was still available. And Doggies with bustling. There we go. Now we move back to the Eagles with 14. Could be Ed Allen here. Could be Hewitt still.
As a junior, but after he won that 𝐲𝐡𝐞 of the Year award, it set him up to become an AFL player, and well, he's already been there on.
And there's the replay there, him presenting the premiership medallion to 𝐬𝐿𝐶𝐰 back in 2012.
With his premiership medallion, look how gorgeous he is. What a moment, and who knows, one day
Lovely stuff.
he may well be receiving a premiership medallion. That is pretty special stuff. Jono, you've got to ask him about that special moment.
Well, certainly smiling. That's for sure. He joined a pretty good club in the Western Bulldogs, and congratulations, Jed. It's a great honour. And what about that? You've gone from
Yeah, I think you're on the money there, Fearless.
Yeah, it's unreal how it's turned out.
Or if they go with a bit of a boulder.
Kicker on grand final day, and now finally living out my childhood dream to be an AFL player. Yeah, it's unreal.
Now, the big question earlier on was, where's the blonde hair gone?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Just aged a little bit, but yeah.
Now, joining the Western Bulldogs is a great time to join the footy club in terms of where they sit on the ladder.
West Close is on the... Oh, yeah, thank you for that. Bloody hell. That was a bit of a brain fade from me. Just let me know. Yeah, sorry about that. Bloody hell. Yes, Eagles on the clock.
Yeah, you're right. You'll jump in with Aaron Norton and Liam Jones and even Sam Darcy.
Hey, Swans, man, how good was 𝐬𝐿𝐶𝐰? Oh, mate. Special player. And bloody hell, I mean, if we'd ever want sort of like a 𝐬𝐿𝐶𝐞 2.0, I think Ed Allen could potentially be one. Tool utility. Same with 𝐬𝐿𝐶𝐰. But I think he could be going here at 14 to the Eagles. But yeah, probably one of them two.
The best key defender in the 2022 draft pool. We head now to the West Coast Eagles, pick number 14.
You know, pick 14. Here the Eagles go here.
With pick 14, West Coast select Elijah Hewitt from Swan.
Yeah, there we go, Hewitt. So, beautiful. Oh, there we go. About time we have one of these ones. The reactions. Oh, to be fair, you see more of them later in the draft because everyone's taken at the live event. But yeah, everyone said he was sliding, but I still like when I watched. Oh, just watching him, he looks like a special player. Like I think it said his downsides was like consistency and stuff, but that can improve. I think just his flash and they need that. They need like a bit of burst. Like him and 𝐼𝐿𝐶𝐰 in that midfield with 𝐼𝐵. That is some really solid additions. But yeah, 2 WA talents as expected. The Eagles do take.
Credentialed West Australians, their picks, the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, big boy 𝘼𝐻𝐿 off. Not off, staying in Perth. Staying with the Eagles. Alright, now the Demons. Do they go with Jefferson or do they go with Barnett? I feel like it's one of them two, but oh, could they shake things and like take a midfielder? Bloody hell. Because they wanted to be aggressive with their selections. You know, they really wanted to move up the draft, so I feel like it's best available here, surely. So yeah, probably Jefferson then. Anyway, Demons on the clock.
Elijah joins us now. Congratulations. You must be incredibly thrilled. We saw the great scenes there with your family to be staying at home and also playing for the West Coast Eagles. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm just super excited. So glad I can, be around my family this night, and it's been a really long process, and I'm so excited to start there with Ruben.
Yeah, if they really rate them, Phyllis, maybe.
Amazing history, and
I just Jefferson's got to be it, man. As soon as Tom McDonald went down, like I'm not trying to say, I'm bloody, bloody a genie or anything, but as soon as he went down, I was like, I feel like they could struggle a bit because they've just lost their whole forward structure with Tom McDonald. And look what happened. That sort of did occur. Like they failed to put on points to Demons. Just a few. Ben Brown, of course, McDonald. As I said, Van Rooyen, he's a promising sort of player too coming through the VFL side. But yeah, just starting in Jefferson, it'll be a solid pickup here, I reckon.
yeah, no, I think that's one of the things you got to get sorted early on is that balance. So yeah, I'm just really excited.
Yeah, and of course, Mitch Brown was out the door. I think he retired. Did he retire? Or was he delisted? It's one or the other, I think. So yeah, it's got to be Jefferson here. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't mind him sliding a bit, so the Swannies could pick him up. I wouldn't mind that at all, but no, he goes the Demons here, I reckon.
Maybe a couple of free rounds of golf. Congratulations, Elijah. We cannot wait to see you in West Coast Eagles.
But yeah, there we go. I mean, look, it was most likely going to happen. They split their picks for local talent, really. And that's what happened. And to be fair, if you take them two players, like, is that better than them taking like a top 3 talent? Like, I just feel with the Eagles situation, they need quantity over quality, probably, especially with their midfield. So yeah, I think they've done well.
Elijah's face and his family's face that he actually is one that does have the ability to remain at home, not like Reuben Jimby, who is originally from Dunsborough, a bit far to travel from there up to Latham.
Alright, Demons pick is in. So they did take a key forward last year. Did they take another one this year? Improving their spine. Or is it Barnett the ruckman? Yeah, there we go. Another one correct there on the mock draft. Oh, and there we go. Another reaction there from home. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much confirmed there. Sort of that next generation key forward for the D's. I think that's a great pickup. One of the weakest spots in their side as well. Struggled to put on points when it muttered last year. Didn't get enough output from the key forwards multiple times. But like him and like Bailey Fritsch in there too. 𝐼𝐶𝗞 𝗏𝗏𝗏. I mean, I think it'll be a bit of a slow burn play. Like, look at him there. Like, you can see, we'll see that bloke in 3 to 4 years a lot more bulked up, I reckon. And very tall player too, so. Yeah, huge. Okay, now my Swannies are on the board, and it's gonna be like a name I haven't heard of. I just know it. I mean, it could be Weddle, it could be 𝐸𝐿, one of them two. I feel probably one of them two. Even 𝐶𝗏, because we don't really have a first side worthy stayed home sort of forward. I guess Ryan Clark, but probably with the rotations, I might 𝐶𝗏, but I feel like 𝐸𝐿 or Weddle here is someone I'd be interested in. Anyway, yeah, Jefferson got solid pick up there.
He always finds ways to kick goals. He can hit the scoreboard. He can potentially play as a defender. He did do that in his
Oh no, Fox Footy stitched me up. Bloody buffering. Oh, we're gonna like. Do we trade it up 14? Like that's what all the speculation was, but so far looks like we're gonna just go for it anyway. But yeah, been waiting for this pick ever since Geordie Dawson left us on the death ride of the Melbourne Demons. And to be fair, it worked well. They opened straight set, so it could have been a much lower pick. So hopefully we can get something nice here. Anyway, pick 16. Sydney. He's on the clock. Oh, still have PTSD from last year, I have to say. You know, I was like, Van Rooyen, welcome to Sydney, mate. And it was Angus Seljan, and I'm like, who in the world is that? Bloody hell. Nah, but I still have faith he can be an absolute gem. Even Barnett I'd be happy with. Maybe we try it out on 19 then. Well, to be fair, well, obviously the pick hasn't been in. Have faith, yes. That's true.
Yeah, I reckon that's a really cool thing, you know, getting to work with, you know, some of the best strength and conditioning coaches, you know, in the world. So yeah, that really excites me as well, you know, getting to learn about this and, you know, really.
Here's my random punt. If it's a bolter, I'm gonna go 𝐓𝐡𝐿𝐵𝐵𝗹. I just have he has that blood sort of pick vibe. And to be fair, I actually didn't mind watching him on tape. Yeah, it's true, Phyllis. But you know, they did say, you know, list manager did say we're happy with we are definitely happy with, you know, if we didn't get the offer we wanted, we'll just draft anyway. But yeah, Ed Allen's probably one. Look, I don't mind Ed Allen, you know, just sort of a development player. And considering where the Swan situation is, that they're not a dire need of elite talent. So I feel like if he goes under Longmire's wing, could really develop into something nice. But yeah, he definitely has the traits to be a big body midfielder where a lot of Swans fans are crying out for. So, but geez, we're under a minute here of time left. Oh no, Beatson's on the phone. He's on the phone. Oh no, are we going to last minute trade here? Yeah, we're on the phone. We're getting out of it. Oh no, 40 seconds. Oh jeez, it's all happening here. On the phone, quick. Quick.
So a glance inside the Sydney Swans headquarters there, and Joey, so far it's
oh no.
gone to script. It has gone.
Oh, the clock is ticking. It's all happening here. Bloody hell. I bloody knew it. As soon as it came out, pick all the drama would start happening. I think he can extend time. Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I think we're going to be trading out here. Which, hey, they're saying it's a super draft next year, so I don't mind that. Another first round pick I'd take, but I don't think it will be, unfortunately. Is it with the Dons? It could be with the Dons here. Maybe we move back to, I think it's like the Dons 20 something.
Might be trying to do a deal with the Sydney Swans.
So they got this pick from the Jordan Dawson trade in the off-season. You can see the time has expired.
Oh, pick is in.
The pick is in now.
All right, here we go.
So we will wait for the...
Yeah, to be fair, I had a slight feeling we were going to bid on Ralston. It's like, you know, it's just a Sydney thing. We always bid on Giants players. Giants players always bid on us. So, you know, it's the hatred both clubs have. But yeah. One from the Giants Academy. Fun fact, I was in the Giants Academy, but you know, I could have made it the big leagues. Chose not to, you know, it just wasn't for me. No, joking. But yeah, Ralston. Yeah, he looks like a talented player. But yeah, he'll be going to the Giants for sure.
I just love his spread. He spreads as hard as any midfielder in the competition. Works back defensively, and he's very, very.
But that's interesting. Yeah, Rouston. I mean, obviously, we were wanting to really get him there. But yeah, as I said, I knew we were going to get a bolter, and there's one there. So I feel like it's a bolter. But since we can't get him, maybe best available, I don't know. I called Brad and George. Yeah, I don't mind that, to be fair, for the Swans. You know, he'll maybe, like they're saying with George, he could maybe start playing, like, you know, with a few weeks left of the 2023 season. Maybe he isn't ruled out for the complete 2023.
That's right, it works out pretty well for the Giants because he does tick a lot of boxes, as you said, that inside ball, that competitor, and they've lost Taranto and Hopper in this year's trade.
But yeah, another depth midfield of Rouston is to go, but yeah, they've got to go with him here, the Giants. Replenishment of their midfield.
There's no doubt that competitiveness is a key characteristic the recruiters and the coaches are looking forward when it comes to these players, Nick.
Yeah, certainly. You don't have to be Joel Selwyn. We don't all have to come off the ground with a bandage around the head each week, but when it's your time to go, your teammates and coaches have got to be able to rely on you, and that's the really important thing here. I've always said this, character's number one for mine, competitiveness is number two, and you can't doubt that with Harry Rouston.
What's really interesting about this is that City have made the bid before the JDOD Giants' next pick at 17.
Oh, but that's some good stuff from us. Just toying around with the Giants, making them pay up. Lovely stuff. Oh, bloody hell, I could make a cup of tea. What's going on? Maybe they don't maybe they reject it and we actually get Rouston, which, you know, I actually generally wouldn't mind.
Mick, would you do it?
I 100% would. And look, if the Swans know, if GWS don't match this, they've got an absolute star. So for the public out there watching, clubs don't do this just to force clubs' hand, expecting the Giants to match the bid anymore. They'll bid on a player that they genuinely want. So,
but it was a bit of a bolter in this year's draft, though.
A lot to think about here because the last thing you want is you go into a battle of the bridge in 2 or 3 years' time, and this kid takes home the medal, so which he's more than capable of doing.
Comparisons to Trent Cotchin as well, which says a lot when...
Comparisons to Trent Cotchin. Guess what? 𝐓𝐿𝐿 was compared to Trent Cotchin last year as well, so we're just picking up on the Trent Cotchins at the moment.
We do hope that they turn out like them. It just gives the viewers watching at home a bit of an idea of what type of player these guys are, so it's not a bad comparison.
So we see Adrian Caruso there on the phone from the Giants. Now, part of that decision could be, okay, if we do match this bid, can we start working on a trade with another club to come back in
at
a decent...
This has got to be the longest ever.
...player on the board that they're hoping to get. As you said, Joey, they certainly wouldn't have expected...
Yeah, sure, mate. Yeah, go for it, Rolly, mate. Just through Instagram, man. I'm happy to have a look. And to be fair, I need something to pass the time. All right, bid pending. Pick us in. Yep, Giants have matched it, haven't they?
GWS have matched the Swans bid.
Yep, there we go. Harry Rouston. Look, again, like, I really would have minded him. He looked like, you know, just the sort of Bloods player. Tough, competitive. And watching his, highlights as well, he could hit the scoreboard quite nicely too. So, but no, he's off to the Giants. You know, from mock drafts early on, I guess. But yeah, that's the first bolter, I guess, of the draft. Harry Rouston.
Twists and turns in this early stages of the first round, but there's our first one. But as you were saying, Mick, a really reliable inside. They're just consistent. You can see his numbers there. They're bordering on elite, or they are elite.
There we go, GWS. Get Harry Rouston.
Under the radar a little bit, but he'll certainly bide his time and develop nicely at the Giants.
How soon can he play senior football?
He's got the body to play straight away, to be quite honest. He's strongly built, super competitive. Also love the fact he kicks it well. He had a couple of shots taking marks around the 50-metre mark of some testing, straight through each time, under pressure, stood up as one of the best players in those Allies games, playing for the Allies at that point of the year. I thought he looked an AFL player for mine, and not surprised that someone's come to him to bid inside 20.
I'll tell you one, there can't be bids happen here after bloody re-update all this stuff. Takes a while.
Yeah, that's exactly right. These clubs go into the draft with a list in order of players, so they're very well prepared.
Nah, but pretty much Sydney and JDOD sort of swap picks in a way. They lose their 17.
Players still on the board they think they can get up to. I'm sure 𝐬𝐿𝐿𝐴 beats some phones on. otherwise the Swans will be certainly in a very, very strong position to add to what's an already incredible list.
There's been talk maybe they need a key defender. That's maybe.
But yeah, I'd be pretty happy with Weddle. Rampy replacement, ideal.
Around this pick, Lewis Hayes and Josh Weddle. So
Yeah, Lewis Hayes, yeah, Lewis Hayes. Look at that position output, 16.
that's basically the player ratings, the average player ratings in those positions last season. So you can see the key defender area was maybe an area to address. They got the McCartan boys.
But they did, Beatson did say it would rather take a key forward than key back, which is understandable. I'm a firm believer in Francis. I think he could be a very serviceable sort of player. But yeah, let's just spend the Sydney Swan show for the past 15 minutes. Can we get on with it? Oh, sorry if there's any OCD fans watching. Let me fix up that GWS. Lovely. Oh, fucking hell. Maybe we just bought time. Maybe that's what it was. We bought time so we could just, you know, maybe try it out.
Most of the pundits expected. I just think whether there's an opportunity there for someone like Ed Allen to sit and wait in the wings and bide his time in behind.
Maybe Ed Allen, or if he doesn't, he could go to the Eagles next pick, which they'd be pretty stoked with the Eagles. All them three. That'd be very ideal for the Eagles.
How much interest do you have in what happens tonight? How much of a close look do the senior players in particular have across this?
Every player is different. There'll be certainly some players from clubs watching really keenly and have a real interest. I know Buddy Franklin is one of those that we've spoken about in previous years. Loves watching the younger players and has sometimes had input to the recruiting or walk past the list management team and make a suggestion. So there are some players that do take an interest, and I'm tipping there's plenty that won't be watching it all right now. They couldn't care less. They'll just rock up to pre-season and meet the new draftees
and pick some good ones.
Shake their hands, and that's the way it rolls. And it's that's just the.
Oh, jeez, taking our time.
I think they're in a great position with their list. I mean, we saw what they're able to do.
It's an AFL goes slow drug out for TV. No, that's the Brownlow medal, mate. Well, no, the draft creates its own drama, mate, you know. It doesn't purposely do it.
Either go best player available, which is what they're weighing up, or whether it's a needs-based is probably what you start to do when you get to this sort of this pick range.
And they're using all their time now. Shifter, what are they weighing up, do you think?
Well, if they're going to go tall defender, you mentioned a couple of them there.
Is it Hayes?
Tom McCallum over in Tassie, I give him a chance as being one of the tall defenders taken over the draft period. Now, whether is this early or not?
Yeah, I did hear about that guy, McCallum.
As well, Lewis Hayes, those three boys stand out. If they're looking for that type of player, or are they just going to go for the best available player?
I just wonder whether the way it's looking there, whether they're waiting for a trade offer, whether they've made a trade suggestion, and they might be just waiting for a phone call back from one of the other clubs, because they don't look like they're doing too much.
I think that Tom McCallum bloke was going to be taken by North at 25, according to 𝐓𝐡𝐞 mock draft I did see.
And maybe try and either push back into this draft or acquire some talent for next year, because we know next year's draft, Nick, is pretty talented. There's a lot there to work with next year, so some clubs might tactically want to bank extra picks for next year.
And this is where this draft,
You know, Tom McCallum could be like the Jordan Ridley. I think Ridley was taken around pick 20 something, and he was like ranked 60th something. Oh, here we go. Picks in. Is it a bolter? I think it is, isn't it? Oh, bid pending. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my God. We're buying time. We're literally buying time to try it out. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Father-son selection. His dad was a star at Norwood. That's under that rule that if you play over 200 games in the Sand
Jesus.
time period, you're eligible. So great for Adelaide that they've got the rights to him under the father-son rule. He's another All-Australian. Love his performance. I think Tom Dirty down back.
But yeah, no, McKinley, yeah. You know, sort of ball playing halfback. I still think, you know, 𝐼𝙗𝐿𝐴 Cowan is an ideal selection. But we could get him with 19.
Clearly, as he did in national championships this year for SA, even pushed up and played some senior footy late in the year, including in the finals at senior level.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, look at this on the phone. I think we're trading out. Like, bloody hell, we're taking our time.
I think it's really important, Sarah, but look, I still lean towards the footballers. First of all, you've got to be able to find the ball. It's really important. We can't lose sight of that. However, the game, we know, demands athletic traits. Now, if you can't cover the ground, you
Oh, Jesus. As I said, the draft creates its own drama. No, this is going to be a fun name to spell. Bloody when I type it up.
Let's get the footballers first because that's what's important.
Max. 𝐼𝐻𝐴LA and then DY. 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴.
Done that as well, so interesting here at the moment. Again, something for the Adelaide Crows to have to weigh up. I think they would have liked for him to have been.
Yeah, Crows aren't too happy. I think they would have liked it if he could have slid down a bit. But yeah, Crows pick is in.
They're going to bring in another quality junior if they match the bid.
Have they matched the bid though?
Adelaide have matched Sydney's bid.
Yep.
Pick 17.
Max McKinnelly.
Max
Lovely.
from Norwood.
Good ball using halfback flank of this bloke. Yeah, I sort of like the Crows' direction as well. Could maybe bolt her up there later this year, I reckon. Cool. Well, okay, another 5 minutes I reckon this will take, and we'll probably bid on Alwyn Davey Jr. No, I put money on it. I actually reckon we're going to bid on Alwyn Davey Jr. Just continue to just stuff up clubs, like I reckon, man. But it's not that obviously that you're taking, like you actually genuinely want to take the player. Oh, keep on moving again.
He'll pick up the third tall forward. He plays taller than that. He's a lovely spring, as I mentioned earlier. I love his defensive work too, and a very disciplined player that will certainly know frills.
Okay.
A very good servant of their footy club.
He's another one that comes off at the right time too. We mentioned Jeff Buzzlinger earlier. He plays a similar type of game, Max McKinnelly. His lateral vision to me is what stood out over the course of the year. It's poetry in motion to watch him.
We've had a lot of academy selections here. Yep, we're on the phone there again. I tell you, man, we're trading out, aren't we?
So it's back to the Sydney Swans once again. So they've shifted down to pick number 18, and Kenny Beatson has been on that phone a fair bit. So we've got a bit going on with the Sydney Swans, and
mate, we're just toying around at the moment.
There is. You just wonder whether there was maybe a little bit of
Oh.
Jordan Dawson trade last year. There was a bit of some tactics going on, whether Sydney had just thrown in the bid a little bit early.
It's going to be Alwyn Davey Jr. I guarantee it, man.
So they've got the right player. Now Sydney again have a bit more time just to assess their options. As we said, we've spoken about what they may be looking for, whether it is that defender type player. Otherwise, they're pretty well stacked in a lot of other categories. The Sydney Swans, maybe a ruckman potentially. Could they stretch? There's Harry Barnett. Is probably the highest rated ruck in the draft. We know that Tom Hickey's done a great job. They brought Laddams into the squad in recent times. So there may be a couple of needs they might be looking to fill. Or as we said, with the first round, you just take the
bloody hell.
They could still be looking at the option of trading out, which we have discussed.
they have discussed that they will use 3 picks across the draft. So
Essendon's second pick. Yeah, that's what that's what's been linked. We move down a few spots and we can get like their future second.
Way of trading and bidding on players. They haven't made a selection yet they've significantly changed the outcome of the first round of the draft. They've affected ongoing picks for obviously the GWS Giants and the Adelaide Crows.
Oh, what were they showing the Hawks here?
The Swans, they're not in a hurry.
Oh, hold on, the Hawks future fucking second. Surely that's a guaranteed pick 19. Sorry, Hawks fans, no it isn't. Oh, fucking hell.
Okay, so we can see Hawthorn on screen there. We believe there may be some pick swapping going on between the Hawks and the Swans.
Yeah, there has been talk the Hawks do want to get another pick inside this first round. We know where they are at with their development. They are certainly in a rebuild. So, as you just mentioned, Nick, Sydney Swans are prepared to maybe trade out because they do have a bit more time.
Trades in, here we go, as expected. Future second, surely.
Got that choice. It was listed at 24 at the start. 28, so they might want to
okay.
get in to make a call tonight. They probably see someone on the board they really fancy, and trying to push up to get it.
That's right. So they have swapped. So they've offered their 20. They've moved up.
That is actually not bad. Future, the Hawks second rounder, we give away 18 and some handy picks for next year. And what they're saying, a super draft.
So the Swans still might have an eye on a player that they still might think they can get at 27, or they are happy just to slide back and take best available, knowing they've banked some extra picks next year.
And that's, as we touched on before, that speaks to the evenness of the draft. So for Swans supporters, the club's obviously happy to move back to 27 and feel like they can still get a player of quality that is equal to that at pick 18. And that's no disrespect.
Surely, with 27, we take Van Ness. Swans fan, key defender, tall. Oh, it's written in the stars. Oh, Kenny Beaton, you've done it again.
So whether it's another midfielder, Ed Allen is that big mid that maybe Hawthorn lack, because we know that Ward and Dylan...
Oh, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. I thought we were going to get stinged there. That is a good trade. Alright, well now I've got to fucking change it again. Jeez, I'm just constantly changing all these picks and stuff. Ugh.
It might be someone like that they think might not get to 27. They want to jump on it.
I want to see people's reactions on Big Footy. But yeah, I think Ed Allen's got to go here for the Hawks. I had him in the mock draft. Big-bodied mid. Tall midfielder, is it?
With pick 18, Hawthorn have selected Josh Weddle from the Oakleigh.
Oh, Weddle, yeah, there we go. That's interesting. Key defender. Some decent stocks back there. Blank. Hardwick, of course, 𝗍𝐼𝗶𝗹. But yeah, you know, it's sort of like that ball playing deep. That's interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, look, needs-wise, it's not the most ideal, but I think he's highly rated by clubs here compared to Tom Stewart. Like, I feel like with that, it will make 𝗍𝐼𝗶𝗹 be able to really play on the #1 key back. It could be a genuine, really solid third tall player. I mean, obviously they've got 𝗏𝐼𝗄 and of course Hardwick back there too, and Bramble back there as well. But yeah, Weddle, that's an interesting one. Okay, so Josh Weddle. It's off to the Hawks.
Will Day and a few others they've got back there, 𝐺ATT as well. So interesting they've gone with Weddle, but he's a super athlete. I mean, he's
okay. Let's just get some context. So the Hawks trade their pick 27, their future second and third, and they give it to us, and they take Weddle. Okay, that I'll take that.
It poses the question, Joey, with what you said about how stacked their defence is. Blake Hardwick, I think back to his underage footy, he was a goal-kicking full forward, and then turns out to be one of the best medium defenders that, you know, the Hawks have had in recent times. Maybe they see Josh Weddle playing a different role to a key defender. Does he push up onto a wing? And can he hurt opposition sides through the midfield with that penetration and kicking that we spoke about?
Oh, that is, I'm happy with that. Okay, well there's a Hawks, Weddle, and again, you know, he's a, you know, really athletic intercepting defender. I think, you know, people saying like compared to the other key backs, he like lacks polish and stuff, but yeah, it's interesting. Well, the Pies are on the clock now, and this is an interesting selection as well. How many times have I said interesting? I'm sorry. I need to stop constantly saying interesting all the time. Hawthorn, Josh Weddle.
Josh, it's Mick Ablett here, mate. Just looking at those jumpers in the background.
But yeah, that is interesting. I still, you know, it's like, wow. You know, I feel like their sort of key defensive stocks is probably their best area. They didn't look, yeah, I thought Ed Allen would have been a really nice selection. But hey, you know, you got to trust the list managers. That's what they do, recruiters. But I'm keen to have a look on Big Footy on the Hawks board. It might be interesting. But I have to say though, he did have talks with Hawthorn, so it's sort of like, you know, it's sort there is the links there, I guess you could say. Anyway, g'day Anth, mate. Welcome to the stream, mate. Hopefully you're well.
Run up to playing injured in 2019, obviously COVID affected 2020, and then some injuries in 2021. So, do you feel like you put that behind?
All right, now Pies on the clock.
Your teeth into an AFL career?
Sorry, lads. I just got to have a look at something for a sec.
Yeah, definitely.
And who do you give a shout out to for your athleticism? Josh, we've spoken about your athletic profile. It's as good as any in this first round. Who's got the athleticism, your mum or your dad? Oh.
Who's got the athleticism, your mum or your dad? What are these bloody questions?
But probably Dad's jumping and sprinting ability.
Good work. I'm sure they're incredibly proud of you tonight. Enjoy this special moment, and we look forward to seeing you running out as an AFL footballer in the not too distant future.
Oh, that sounds good. Cheers. Thanks, everybody.
Well done. Oh, it's daunting, I suppose, being on national TV being interviewed.
First time. He's enjoying it, but look, now we can celebrate with family and friends. It is a great moment. So that's mum. Look at that.
Anyway, Pies Pick is in here.
Pick 19, Collingwood select Edward Allen from Clare.
Or Ed Allen. Interesting. There we go. So, the tall... Look, I don't mind that for the Pies. A bit of utility in us.
Best and fairest winner and premiership player Ben Allen goes to the Collingwood.
Look, he seriously could be on a wing. He could be an inside mid. He's got traits to scope. He has a scope to be many positions. And I feel like tall midfielders, the Pies like those sort of players as well, the tall mids.
Legendary. Peter Teqoy wore that number 35, so he will keep that. And Ed, I'm sure, will get an excellent number and begin his brilliant career with Collingwood.
Well, he becomes a big draft bolter for us, a boy that didn't play in the first half of the year, the son of Ben, of course, but we all expected big things from him. After one game of Colts footy, they put him straight in the stateside to play in the last of the national games, and he did quite well in that game, but when he really made a name for himself was when he came to the combine. He became the quickest kid in Australia, and at 194 and running at the speed he did, everyone took notice and went back and looked at all of the 6 games he ended up playing for the year very, very thoroughly. That's why he's bolted into being a first-round selection. Terrific kid.
Okay, do we go Barnett? I feel like we could go with Barnett here.
If it was a case of just win, his name would be called out.
So, Mick, he's a star both inside and outside, so can switch between the two in the mids.
Yeah, that's correct, Sarah. Look, he's got the frame to be an absolute beast, this young fella, and he's one for all the punters out there genuinely.
All right, sorry about this, lads. Let me update.
The ceiling, it could be anything with this young fella.
Yeah, no, that is true, Peter, mate. We played hardball there. I like it. I like it.
Just to stand up, he does not go to ground. So with a big frame like that at 194
By the way, fellas, there's people like a few of my mates in the group chat always take the piss out of me and the Swans for taking no-name plays. That's why I'm laughing. Oh, bloody hell. No, I reckon we're taking a bolt here. It's old, mate. I reckon we take a state combine invite player here, I reckon. No, but I'm happy with that trade. I mean, realistically, Hawks trade those picks to get Weddle, where, I mean, it's probably with their listed needs. Doesn't really fit in the needs, but, I mean, he could be an absolute gun. But we have definitely the scope to win that trade. Seriously, I mean, the Swans do their best work in that, 20 to 40 range too. Alright, Collingwood, Ed Allen. But there we go. That's a very unusual thing as well. Pies taking a WA talent. You rarely see that. Not saying it's a bad thing or anything, but... Alright, Ed Allen goes to the Pies. Interesting. But yeah, I think a lot of Pies fans would have loved to take like a Barnett or a key position player. I think they'll take like maybe Keeler later with their later picks. But anyway, Swans are back on the clock.
Look, he's one that I think maybe Collingwood have probably surprised and slipped to 19. There was some talk that he might go high, so that's probably why they were so quick to jump. He would have been their highest rated player on their draft board, so for them it was a no-brainer.
A win for the Collingwood Football Club. It is the Sydney Swans and next, and as we've said before...
Oh, still on the phone again. We could be trading out.
They've been movers and shakers, that's for sure, and we're looking forward to seeing who they're going to take here. Shifter, who do you think they'd be looking at? What kind of talent have we got left available?
Oh, gee, there's plenty. There's still plenty. Small forwards, a boy called 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐸
Well, Ollie Hodden, he's a chance as well. Costante's still one. Like 𝐓𝐡𝐞 I said as a bolter maybe. Is this the last pick tonight? No, it is not. The Giants pick 21 is the last one because it's the first round. And the Giants had pick 18, so this is the second last one. Pick is in, finally. Here we go. Have we bid on our own Davey Jr.? Here we go. Oh, just...
Pick 20, the Sydney Swans select 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝
Costante's, there we go. Small forward. Look, I'll take that. I genuinely don't mind that at all. Small forward. We don't really have that small forward kind of, you know, getting rid of Bell and Ronk. Nah, I'm happy with that. And he's known to be a bit of a pest as well. Can play in the midfield too. Nah, I'm happy with that.
You think about the Sydney Swans this year and their forward pressure with Tommy Papley and Will Hayward and those sorts of guys. This guy, we've never seen an underage player with that defensive intent to want to run down and tackle and chase from behind. But he's also got some creativeness with ball in hand.
All right, so Sydney do take Costante's there. Because you've got like Tommy Papley, who sort of splits his time between mid and forward. And Ryan Clark as well. Nah, I don't mind that at all. Look, it could have been a lot more of the unknowns. So, yeah, there we go. Sydney with Costante's. Oh, bloody hell, it's another bloody long name. 𝐓𝐡𝐞 𝐎𝐥𝐝.
He was picked up playing in the reserves at Drew, and they said this boy's too good for here. And they got him into Gippsland Power last
Oh, okay. So there, high prospect. That's probably the best small forward there is after 𝐓𝐡𝐿. So there we go.
Okay, well, we're going to head to Jacob now. Jacob, well done. You're headed to the Sydney Swans. You're going to be playing in the forward line alongside the likes of Buddy Franklin. You're just pinching yourself at the moment.
Oh, it's not bad at all. And he's known to play a bit of midfield as well, so... Okay. Well, Giants is the last pick of the night, by the way, everyone. The Giants. And they would have loved to take Costante's.
I'm so speechless. Through COVID, under 16s, during footy club reached out to me because there was no other sport.
Alright, there we go, Giants, pick 21. Bloody, we've been streaming for 2 hours. It's usually a lot quicker than this. Is it though? Giants take Houghton. Yeah, I think Ollie Houghton's a chance. A bit of a mid-forward blend.
Yeah, Tommy Papley's a huge inspiration for me and idol, and you know, I can't wait to beat him up in Sydney.
But yeah, no, I don't mind that. Another pressure forward in the mix.
Before, I mean, he's probably a Hall of Fame legend in the future. He's someone that every young player would want to play alongside. How exciting is the prospect of being in the same forward line as him?
Yeah, look, I'm still so special. I don't know what to say. I'm just, like Buddy's obviously, I've been watching him since I'm so young. I don't even know what to say. I'm just so
Jacob, with all the crew you've got behind you, who's going to get most excited tonight? Who's going to carry on the most after this?
Not even halfway through a draft. Yeah, I mean, it's the last pick of the night, so bloody hell. It's almost 9 o'clock.
With your crew, we look forward to seeing you in Sydney Swans colours and enjoy. He can't sit still. He's very excited.
And that's the raw emotion. I mean, he's just found out, literally 30 seconds ago that his dreams come true, and he's going to such a great club. I mean, we talk about the culture of the Bloods, and he's going to develop, beautifully. As we said, he's going to have some mentors, and they already play a great brand of footy, and he's just going to add to that.
Yeah, I thought he made great scenes there. I thought he had some similar traits to Jamie Elliott too when I watched him play. He's just that absolute pocket dynamo. He's an opportunist, and you just by the look of those scenes, boys, I think that little bit
just getting started.
Yeah, that little bit of cheekiness might run a bit deeper in the family too.
All right, well, Giants last pick of the night.
Of course, at the beginning of the night, number one pick was Aaron Cadman, and they have been a big player throughout this evening, and as they look to reshape and rejuvenate their list under new coach Adam Kingsley.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they've already got their key forward. They've got an inside midfielder, so interesting to see where they go with their...
Well, 35 seconds left on the clock. Bye, fellas. Anyone that's yet to like and subscribe, make sure to do so. It's been good tonight. Pretty much expected picks, but a bit of drama as soon as it came to Sydney, really. Right, so the Giants take here.
With pick 21, the Giants select 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 Jones from Swan District.
Wow, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 Jones. Yeah, I really like the look of this guy. Bit of outside run. Ah, he's a good one. Interesting one for the Giants there. Bit of outside run too. There we go. So, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 Jones, last pick of the night.
And you see that when you go back to tapes in the way he plays. He's got that step. Don't worry about his size. That won't stop him at all. He's an elite player, an elite ball winner with the speed to boot. At the moment, he's just at about 175 centimetres. He's not that tall or heavy, but he'll develop.
I think he's like 63 kilos or something too.
He was outstanding for WA National Championships this year.
They're absolutely going to need to put on some size, but they lost Bobby Hill. We know they probably need some more class and some smalls in their front half. They've got Brent Daniels, who has had some issues with injury, so I like this pick. So they've got some class and some talent, someone who can set up the play, and might be lacing him out to 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 for the next 15 years.
And he was just compared to Caleb Daniels, so we know his size hasn't been
Oh, well, there we go.
And there's some other players that size that have been able to make it to the grade, so he might have some challenges, but you can't question his skill.
So there we go. That's all she wrote for night one. Interesting. Well, a lot of expected picks. She looks like on the draft board there.
We are going to take stock of what has happened in the opening round of this
Okay.
2022 national draft after the break. But a reminder, of course, the
So,
sport never stops on Fox.
yeah, pretty much like that top 12, top 13 expected. Jefferson there as well. Ralston, McKennelly, Weddle, Ed Allen and Costanti, 𝐼𝐻𝐿𝐴 Jones. That's all she wrote for night one, fellas. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Good stream. Streamed for just over 2 hours now. So, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on the stream. Be much appreciated. And, yeah, of course, you know, content's been a bit dry on the channel. But, you know, still pumping out the videos here or there. So, make sure to keep supporting the channel. Heavily appreciate it, lads. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Interesting selections. But, yeah, once again, from the Swans' perspective, happy with Costanti. Another pressure forward into the mix with your Papley and your Hayward, so yeah. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, fellas, and yeah, take care. And yeah, I don't know if I might stream tomorrow night. Who knows? I might actually be busy tomorrow night, so I'll actually take a look. But yeah, fellas, thank you, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your night.